So for today's video, I wanted to kick off my Christmas-themed videos for the month of December with some sugar cookies. Now, I love making sugar cookies. I love decorating them. I love learning new tips and tricks for decorating them. And I thought I would go ahead and show you a few Christmas decorations that I do for them. Now, I am going to be trying something new this video, so you'll have to bear with me if it doesn't quite come out right. But basically, I have all of my sugar cookies already made, and you can see like my camera and everything that's all set up for all that stuff. But I have all of my cookies made and set aside and kind of put into groups, and all of my icing and my pens and all that good stuff set off to the side. And what I'm gonna do is basically just walk you through the icing process. I've already got all of them made, as you can see, just because that's not an exciting part of it, so I just did all of that already, and I'm not going to show you how I make the icing or anything like that. This is all purely the decorating part. So what I've done, and what I typically do when I make cookies, is I figure out exactly what I'm making before I bake them, obviously. And these are all of the designs that I've settled upon, and I'll go through and I'll actually draw them out, everything that I'm doing. That way then when I go to make the icing, I know exactly what colors I'm making, and then I have a better idea of what proportions I need to make of each color. I'll basically just go ahead, hook you up to my little tripod system that I have going right here, and walk you through the process. Say hello in a few seconds to VoiceOver Julie. Alright everybody, VoiceOver Julie here. For this cookie, we went ahead and started simple, and basically what you want to do is draw a circle around the inner part of the cookie, making sure to leave a little bit of cookie around the outside exposed. And then after that hardens, you're going to go ahead and fill it in with the icing, which is a technique called flooding. And make sure to get all the way around the edges so you don't leave any cookie exposed. Once that icing has hardened, you're going to go ahead and take a different colored icing and write whatever word or phrase on it that you want. For this one, I just wrote love. And then you're going to go ahead and put little dots of that same color around the outside of the cookie that you left without any icing on it. And there you have it, some very simple yet very cute little phrase cookies. Alright, for this next cookie, we're going to make a candy cane, and as you can see, the cookie itself is broken in half, but you can still save the cookie. Just because it broke doesn't mean you have to throw it away. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using a food-safe marker to go ahead and draw the stripes for the candy cane, the red and the white. Next, what you want to do is take your icing and go ahead and outline those stripes so you can get a sort of barrier to flood the icing in later. Now, after you put the icing on, it's very critical to make sure that you keep that cookie together so that icing can harden and sort of help cement the cookie in place. Once that icing has hardened, you're going to go ahead and flood each one of those little sections, and this is going to further help cement that cookie together. Then I went back and repeated the exact same process for all of the red stripes. And once it's hardened, you have these adorable and simple candy cane cookies. These next two cookies are very simple snowman designs. For this first cookie, I'm going to go ahead and outline it and flood the whole cookie white. Then I'm going to go ahead and draw two little ovals on either side of the cookie to give him earmuffs. And these are small enough little circles. I'm going to go ahead and fill them in at the same time I'm drawing the outline. As long as you make sure not to put too much icing there, you can do that, and that's fine. You don't have to worry about the icing falling over or overflowing off of the cookie onto your table. Once you make sure that that center bit of white is hardened, you can go ahead and take some black and draw on the eyes and the button mouth. And finish it off with a cute little carrot nose. The second cookie is going to be a snowman with a hat on it. So what I did was I took that food-safe marker again, and I went ahead and drew a line a little above halfway through the cookie. And then I took my white icing and iced the larger portion of that cookie white. Next, I took my red, or whatever color you want his hat to be, and I iced the top portion red. Once the white hardens, you can go ahead and add his eyes and a cute little smile. And once the hat hardens, you can go ahead and add a little bit of decoration to it. And finish it off with a cute little carrot nose. And there are two very adorable little snowman designs. This cookie isn't necessarily a Christmas-themed cookie, but it's still in the spirit of the holiday, and that is a little penguin. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and mark off where the black of the penguin is going to be. Now, you can go ahead and ice the entire cookie white and draw this part on afterwards, but I thought this was a simpler way to go just so I didn't have to layer so much icing on top of each other. Once you have that outline there, go ahead and fill in the white section. Add two little eyes right in the middle, followed by the black section. And a cute little orange beak. And you have several adorable little penguins ready to tromp through the snow. These next two cookies are very festive, but have a similar design to them. So this one is a Santa Claus belly, if you will, I guess. I don't really know what to call it exactly. Basically, it's just his coat and a belt. So I'm going ahead and drawing off the parts of his coat that's going to be white and filling that in, and then marking off the rest of the cookie, which is going to be red for his traditional red coat. Once all of that is filled in and hardened, I'm going to take the black and just make a nice outline of his belt, and then fill it in. And also add the nice little buttons going down his coat. And finally, you're going to add the little belt buckle right on the front. This next cookie is, like I said, very similar to the first, but this is actually an elf. So what I'm doing here is I am drawing the little, what would that even be called? The little like neck piece to the elf, I guess? And then I'm outlining that in red and filling it in. Then I'm gonna go and outline and fill in the rest of the cookie in green. Once that is filled in and hardened, I'm gonna go ahead and draw on that belt and fill it in. Add that little belt buckle, and then add little bells onto his little neck collar thing. And there you have two very Christmassy designs. This next cookie is incredibly simple, but very effective. You're gonna start by taking whatever shape cookie you want, really, and fill in the entire thing with white icing. Then you're gonna take green icing and essentially just draw a little squiggle all the way down that gets bigger to make a tree, and fill it in with some different colored sprinkles to give the illusion of ornaments. And you have these very simple, very elegant little cookies. For these stocking cookies, we're gonna go ahead and they're gonna have two different colors on the top and the bottom. So I'm just drawing that line so when I'm icing everything, I know what colors I'm doing, and also writing it down so I'm also aware and don't get anything mixed up. Now for this cookie, time is important. What you want to do is after you've outlined the cookie and let the outlines harden, you want to fill in the entire bottom part and immediately take another color and draw either lines or dots all the way down it. Then you're going to take a toothpick and drag the toothpick through those lines to create a very cool, very unique shape all the way around it. And once that bottom part is hardened, you can go ahead and fill in the top of the cookie, and then once that top is filled in, you can immediately add sprinkles of the same color just to give it an added texture. And you are left with very unique, no two cookies are exactly the same designs. These reindeer cookies require a little more precision with the outlining and detail, but they are very adorable when they're done. Go ahead and outline the entire main body of the cookie, leaving the horns, the tail, and the bottom of each one of the feet plain. And then you can flood the main body. Once that's flooded, I went ahead and added a little bit of white to the tail, and looking back I realized the tail really, I don't think is supposed to be white. I think my Midwest was showing a bit, and I was thinking of white-tailed deer that are common in Illinois, and that's not what a reindeer is, but you know what, whatever. Then you're gonna add a little dark brown detailing once the body has hardened by doing a nice little eye, his hooves, and finally his antlers. Then you're going to take either red or green and you're going to give him a harness and decorate that with an alternate color. Now, these reindeer, I wanted to try something different, and so I decided to give them all bases where I could make them actually stand up. So this is just one of the bases that I made for the reindeer because I made all 9 of Santa's reindeer. And these were incredibly simple. All I did was outlined it, filled in the entire cookie, added some icing sugar just to give it a little bit more of an effect of snow. And then this was the tricky part. I went ahead and positioned the reindeer on the cookie and used toothpicks to try to help support him there. And that is the final product for the reindeer. Now, you can't have all of Santa's reindeer without his sleigh. And I just so happen to have a massive sleigh cookie cutter. So I went ahead and marked off where I wanted the bottom of the sleigh to be and filled in that whole portion with white. Then I outlined the entire top part of the sleigh and proceeded to fill both of those in. And once that had plenty of time to harden, I then took yellow to do some detailing. And for this I mostly just did little swirly designs to sort of fill in the empty space. And there is the final sleigh. And there is the entire team of reindeer ready to deliver Santa's presents. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you go out and try making some cookies yourself. Let me know if you try any of these designs, or if you try any other designs, make sure to tag me in those pictures. I had Dan design a cookie for me, and this is what he came up with, and we agree that it looks kind of like a burger vortex. So also make sure to tag me in pictures of your friends and family who attempt to make any of these cookies. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye!